There is a thin wall between our world and that of the Fae. The passions and emotions stirred by violence and combat bleed over, and the supernatural often awakes from long slumber to meddle in mortal affairs. There have always been those among us willing to meet the supernatural threat. They are the men and women of Joint Task Force 13. They hold the line between heaven and hell. JTF 13 from Three Ravens Publishing. Available on Amazon.
"1954, the year of the asteroid, the year of change. It altered the world forever. People began to develop unexplained abilities. Biological, enhanced, nascent talents seemed to appear at random, while others, well, they were just bent. In '58, Alexander Lloyd became America's most wanted criminal, and today he is still at large, but it's much more difficult to hide, and it's becoming harder to do what he does. Annoyed with Lloyd, Book 1 in the Bent series by Christopher Woods, narrated by Deborah Boker. Available from Three Ravens Publishing on Amazon.
Atlanta cabbie by day, amateur auto duelist by night. Ricky Turner is living the dream. That is, until he wakes up in a Gold Cross facility to discover his last match was more than a failure. It was a fatality. Indebted for the cost of the clone body and reboot, Ricky heads back to the arena to do the one thing he knows how to do: drive offensively. But at the rate amateur matches pay out, it'll take several lifetimes to pay his debt. Luckily, the AADA has announced a new nationwide road rally designed to challenge even the hardiest of auto-dueling teams. Dead Man's Run. Can Ricky and his clandestine crew traverse the wasteland from Atlanta to Sturgis, survive against packs of cannibals, roving biker gangs, and amateur auto-duelists out to make a name for themselves? Welcome to the world of the Car Warriors Auto Duel Chronicles. Tales from the freeways of the future, where the right-of-way goes to the biggest guns and death sports rule the airwaves. From clandestine highway battles to primetime arena combat, jump behind the wheel, follow the fast-paced action, and never forget to drive offensively.
The frog is judging us all. Yeah, I can't hear you, man.
Oh, hell. I had it on mute. Good. They didn't hear the jazz hands from back there. Jazz hands. Yeah, God. Yes. Hank the Hypnotoad is judging everyone. Okay, so just a quick noob. Oh, shut up, Sarah.
No.
Just a quick touch base, since this is the week or the end of the week after convention, and there was Congregate and there was Imaginary. I thought there was a third con going on this past weekend. Realm Makers was going on up in St. Louis. Ron and Reggie went up there. So, and I already had a discussion with Isaac this morning about, following up on contacts. You pick up these cards and everything. Cards are an amazing thing. And I've already went over some of my pet peeves with some of the cards that I get, but you need to follow up. if you've had a good conversation and made a good contact with somebody, follow up with them within a week or two after the fact. That way you can continue that conversation, and now you might have a useful contact, or you might have a new friend. So, that's kind of why I wanted to do this. And I know I already did my lunchtime thing this week once, but what the hell? So, Phil, since you're going to be stuck at work and you can't be on the podcast tonight for Pirate Radio, so give us your rundown, Imaginarium, man. What did you see? What was good? What did you enjoy about it?
Well, I definitely enjoyed the setup and the formula for the panels a lot more than last year. It was mostly orderly, but it was largely informative. There were a lot of great panels that I got to sit on me and my wife, and I had my handy dandy recorder out to go back and review some of those, including the nice cameo where I have the beginning where I say, "I'm going to kick Isaac's ass," because he wasn't in the panel yet.
Oh, was that the one he was supposed to be on the panel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no. That was the workshop with Nost.
Okay.
But it was a reserved slot that he paid for. I was like,
and okay, so newbie stuff. Everybody knows that we're big on newbie stuff.
oh yeah,
If you're scheduled for a panel, be there on time. Be there a little early. Standard military fact: if you're 15 minutes early, you're right on time.
exactly.
If you're right on time, you're late.
You're late.
So, it's one of those little habits if you're at a con and if you're supposed to be up there presenting. And, the rough fact is we're the entertainment. We are the reason why people have come to this convention, to learn, to grow, to be entertained and have fun. So, be a professional, get up there, do your thing. Don't be up there and be a curmudgeon. And, I'm not making enough money and and things aren't going. No, don't do that. Nobody wants to listen to that. You're just going to put people off, and they're not going to read you at that point. Be up there, be uplifting, be upbeat, try to help out others, and generally it seems to work, or at least it does for me. I don't know. I'm good. I got more coffee. Coffee's my friend. So yeah, the couple of panels I got to sit in on, which is weird because I actually got to sit in on panels instead of being on every god awful panel there is. And I didn't sit still at LibertyCon. I did not attend one panel. It was boom, 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 boom. But this one I actually got to go to a couple panels. One was being able to learning how to hack the metadata behind an ebook, and I was like,
okay. They approached you at your BarCon on Friday night.
Yeah, they came to me. It's like, you need to be in this. I'm like, okay, sure. And I thought it was like, okay, they're just trying to rack up some numbers and get some extra people in there, which that's. I mean, they don't head count that I know of.
I didn't notice anybody, no, and they don't have anybody who does like the 5-minute countdown or whatever.
I don't know if that's a something from, because their demographics pulling out of the Midwest.
In the Midwest,
where Southern fandom, LibertyCon, ChatterCon, Conuga, all, somebody goes through, they count the heads, gives them an idea of demographic for, is this a good panel? Should we have it again? If there's 2 people in there, you don't want to fill that slot up with that panel again.
Yeah.
And it depends on who the guests are and who's coming and all that kind of stuff. So that's one thing. It's like they're not counting heads. They're not seeing what panels work and what don't work. I guess they're going on straight feedback. And I know
which they don't have like even a feedback option on like a digital program or something. I hadn't even considered that.
Well, I mean, you can email them or you can contact them through the main website and all that.
Gotta talk to people. What?
But well, I gotta put together my AAR for them.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to get some other information for you, other people included in there, a couple other publishers. All right, here's what we're seeing from other places that we've been that work well, and it might work for this. Here's some suggestions, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. I mean, I like it. I like Imaginarium. It's a fun little con.
Fun, yeah.
It's got a good vibe and good energy. When I was talking to Terry Brooks, he's like, this is old school. It's like the old conventions that he used to go to. You don't see them like that anymore. And I think part of that is just how small and tight knit it is.
Yeah. That's fair.
One gripe that I got that more than a few have is there's no one buying. It's like everyone's there on panels. They're trying to sell their product, but there's
Mhm.
nobody there to buy the product. But I got some suggestions on that too. I should set up okay, so Sarah, who is the nerd tech person behind LibertyCon, is listening in, and she
Ooh.
says, "Wait, is it? It's not showing up in the see.
Yeah,
I
I
hate
don't
it.
see anything in comments.
Well, it's not showing up here, and I don't know why StreamYard's doing this. I got to send some feedback to them." She says I should set up feedback options directly linked to the schedule entries on the website so folks can fill it out right when they're thinking about it, and that would be beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Because we've already got all our panels set up on LibertyCon site. And yeah, if you can click that, what is it? We use Skeds for the Superstars Writing Seminar, and it's got that same kind of feature in there where you can go ahead and give feedback on everything as you're in the middle of the panel or after it. So you don't forget about it. You're a week or two later, it's like, it's screw it, it's not worth it now. But that feedback's important. They can't grow as an organization if they don't know what everyone's seeing. I mean, that's why I ask so many people, what's the scuttlebutt you're hearing on Three Ravens? I can't improve if I don't know what we're doing wrong. Shut up, Sarah. I don't want to hear it. I'm waiting for her to pop up something snarky.
I thought you liked snarky.
Well, I do like snarky, but
come on, you're married to me.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
You keep
I
my
do have
ass
to
around.
let her into a novel too. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think was lacking this year?
A little bit of scheduling would have been the Yay, David!
Pew pew.
I think one of the issues that I had were some of the scheduling overlaps that would cause weird times, and it was all the pew.
Yeah.
That would cause things to be isolated off, and part of that is, and I think I touched on that in the last conversation, was that there is no like 10-minute buffer loaded into the hour. It's just they let all the panels kind of drift, and then there's a 15-minute gap in between. So when you have a 90-minute and an hour, it eventually causes a cascading effect.
Well,
where you'll have
the schedule itself had some issues.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it needs a little bit of love, but I got ideas for that too. David. Okay, so David, we happened to meet at LibertyCon this year. This is the kind of thing, you go to the conventions, you meet awesome people, you get to know what they're doing and how they're working. Give me your link for your site or for where they can find you, man, because you got to go check out Space Pew Pew. He's working on it. He's not done with it. I'm waiting to see that come into the Three Ravens inbox.
You can he'll give you the first chapter, and it is hilarious.
Yeah, go check it out. You meet some awesome people, and you can really make some lifelong friends at these things. I mean, we collect family is what happens. I'm kind of seeing that out of Imaginarium and now the North Side, and I'll really get to see it come November because I get to go up to Chicago for that In the Trenches Writers Conference. That was cool. They're inviting me up. I get flown up. That newbie. I have to do a truffle shuffle for that one, I guess. So I'll get to see how that area does their conventions. I mean, I'm sure that I'll learn something on that side of things and meet a whole slew of other people. I know Dave Butler's going to be there and Jody Lynn Nye is going to be there, so that's cool. I'll get to hang out with it. Maybe me and Butler can actually sit down and just shoot the shit for a little while. Because at LibertyCon, there's no chance of me getting to sit down and talk to anybody. It's here we go. What was it, the running joke? Catch me at Mach 2?
Pick with each other on stage or something.
I considered taking the guitar.
That's just one more thing to check in traffic
well, I'm
baggage, but
I'm flying and I don't need much for a weekend. I mean, I take my backpack. I'll have to empty, dear God, all the sharp things in my backpack. I'll have to empty out. That's going to take a minute to figure out. It needs cleaned out anyway, so it's okay. But I mean, really, I can probably just live out the backpack. I don't know that I'll even take my laptop with me. I mean, everything. I really don't get.
You've got 40. No, it's in November. I was like, you got to crank out a bent in 45 days, man.
Well, yeah, but which I haven't started on. I've been working on my outline since Google Docs ate my freaking outline. Jenny, I blame Jenny for that one. She sent her electronic gremlins over to eat my freaking outline. But okay, good point. Everybody that does not know, we issued a challenge: 45 days to 50,000 words. Right? Violation of Rule 4. Yes, it was a violation of Rule 4. Yes, he understands the Three Ravens rules. So I issued a challenge that started out with Phil and Jenny because they were him-hawing around. I'm like, okay, screw it. Here's what we're doing, and go. It started on Monday, on the 17th, and it runs until August 31st. You've got until August 31st to turn in a novel in the Bent universe. It's superheroes. It's basic. You want a copy of the book to read for info? Cool. Let me know, and I will send you a copy. If you don't get it in time, okay, cool. You're just not in the running for the next publication slot in Bent. And that's really what you're going for. That's the whole challenge. Other than let's get it done, and you can get it done. It's a feasible yes. You have to write every day. You have to do your 3,000 words plus a little bit every day. I'm going to have to catch up and disappear for a day probably. You
and me both.
I'm going to get y'all. But anybody that turns one in after that, we're still going to look at it and still going to look at it for publication in universe. It's just you're not going to be in that second slot. I mean, whoever gets it within that time frame, they get priority. So yeah, it's fun. It's a challenge. It's like, why the hell not? Here we go. And if this goes well, then I'm probably going to do another one like at the end of the year or next year. It's like, all right, cool. Which series we want to boost up? We want to do Starflight. We want to do a Western. We want to do a post-apoc. Go. Here's the rules of engagement. Here's the universe. Play in it. And we'll see what happens. I mean, it seems like fun. And you know, after talking with Silverberg about how publishers back in the day, they used to assign things. Hey, we need this to be for next month. You know, we don't have a science fiction. You get to write the science fiction one. Well, it's kind of like that. I'm kind of giving an assignment, but we're doing shared universe. So we'll see. You never know. What time is it? Hey, we're not doing too bad. We're going on 20 minutes. Yeah. Actually, a longer one. Anything else you want to bring up about Imaginarium and all?
No, I had a really fantastic time, and I like as much as I might say, you know, it needs to work on this, it needs to work on that. It was a grand improvement over the previous year, and I think they've got a nice little shindig on their sitting before them that I think will do well. It's got to expand.
We had a lot of feedback on the Hillbilly Court, which the Coffee Collatch turned into the Hillbilly Court. So like we held court 3 times. For those who don't know what court is, thanks to Jenny and Phil, they had named it before I even knew about it. And actually, I think Faith is the one that told me about that one. So it got named Hillbilly Court, where we just, you know, con's done for the evening. We're all sitting around and we're just doing a circle talk. We're hanging out. We're talking shop, sharing notes, you know, having a good time.
I mean, that's what we were already calling it at Fantasy when it first developed.
Yeah. And I didn't know till after the fact. It's like, wait, what? Okay. But we had a good turnout for those. Had a lot of good stuff. A lot of people asking questions. And it's okay that it turned into a circle talk instead of mingling, because there was still information being shared. And, you know, but one of the main things that the reason I wanted to set that up, a Coffee Collatch, you know, get together, hang out, talk to other people. You get to network.
Yeah.
That was the whole point, because last year there were 3 people at the bar after the award ceremony and everything was done. There was nothing happening and it was dead. It's like, no, this don't work. So I volunteered to host BarCon and to do the Coffee Collatches, because, you know, those that drink and stay up late, or the Christian writers and all that don't drink, that would be up for tea and coffee, sit around and talk in the morning and mingle.
Yeah.
So hopefully next year we can get a little bit more mingling involved. If not, it'll be what it'll be, and that's what it becomes at Imaginarium. I did scare Holly and Steven though. I told them me and the Word Witch wasn't coming back next year. They're both like, "What?" It's our anniversary. She has put up with me for 20 years.
Almost.
Oh, well, next year it'll be 20 years. But she deserves to go wherever she wants to do whatever she wants to do. And if it means just sitting naked in a hot tub for the entire weekend and becoming prunes, that's what we're doing. You know? Where's Maya? Maya's not yelling at me. You can tell Rich no, just saying tell him when. No, I'm not going to tell Rich no. I don't mind working at Liberty because I will work a con. Everybody knows that I will work a con. One day I'll say enough's enough, but not yet. Brain work. Okay, so following up after a con, what do you normally do, Phil?
Well, I try to do an AAR
operation.
Yeah, I try and get an AAR in place and make sure to tag people who stood out to me particularly. I mean, hello, David again. And
you
exactly.
Hey, give me your link, dude, and I'll share it to the world.
But beyond that, I'm awful. I retreat back into my my little cave of isolation and think, oh God, I got to recover from that.
Well, I have to recover from a con.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm the ball of energy rushing by at Mach 2, but by the end of the con, I mean, if you see me on Sunday evening and I'm dragging, there's a reason. I mean, I've been trucking the entire freaking weekend and working. And if I'm not working at a con, I'm feeling pretty bad or something's on my mind.
I felt it on Monday. The resting bitch face was back in full force.
Oh God, we rolled in here at 2 a.m. and then I took a cat nap and then clocked back into the day job at 5. I forced my way through the day, and I think I crashed early. I don't remember.
Somebody throw something at Tristan.
Wow, what's he doing?
He's just being wallfly.
Because Hank wanted to fly. Okay, well, you know, I this one's mainly for you because you don't get to be on tonight.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No, I definitely have people who I'm gonna reach out to that, and I've had a couple that have reached out to me already, and I was like, oh wow, okay. Michael hit me up pretty early, and yeah, no, there were some people who definitely impressed me, and I hope I left a positive impression, but I'm still baby authoring my way through there. I've got all my short stories and flash fiction pieces, but I've got to get that novel out.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Would the Word Witch like to yell at Phil this time?
That coin's not going to be there if you don't hurry up, man.
Do you hear?
Oh yeah.
Yep. And wait. Oh, look. Go away. Yeah. Hey, I got $1.
That's horrible. That really is horrible.
Okay. Well, hey, it's almost been a half hour. That's good enough, I guess. They're probably tired of listening to us jabber on. So tonight, TDB Pirate Radio, 8 o'clock. Tune in, talking with the whole crew from Imaginarium, and I think David's going to be on that tonight too.
I'll try to harass y'all.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
I'll be in logs.
So I got links between Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube up already, posted around. Go check it out. There's words. That words thing is hard today. There's a event set up over on Facebook if you need that to remind you. So come check it out, listen in, see more about Imaginarium and LibertyCon. This is kind of just let's talk about these things after the fact and share some knowledge. So, all right. That's it.
Oh, David will be there tonight.
I feel unloved. Maya's not around. This is just weird. She's usually always around. Yeah,
She's
okay.
got to edit sometime.
True.
She can't
True.
pilot her life around you.
All right. Well, all right. Peace, y'all.
Ever have that kind of day where everything gets weird? Step out in the morning with your coffee to see all your garden statuaries have come to life and are fighting each other? Head out from work and your car gets fatally pecked by a giant chicken. Eat at your favorite restaurant only to have your childhood crush slaughtered before you get dessert? No? Huh. That's what happens when you deal with the staff of chaos. Book 3 in the Lady of Death series by J.F. Posthumous.
Little One by M. Cat Waller. The swing creaks as the view of the burning city slides in and out of her gaze. A boom in the distance sounds as something explodes. She pushes against the ground, making the swing go higher so she can see the night sky and the sparkle of the stars. Slowly letting the swing come to a rest, she jumps down. She scoops up her stuffed bear on the ground, giving it a tight squeeze before she settles herself back on the swings. Only a whisper of sound is heard as the enormous shape lands and folds its wings to its back.
Little One is ready?
Yes. Thank you for letting me play on the swing. It was always my favorite.
A large head gracefully arches over to look towards the swing.
I'm sure we can find a place to hang this for you.
What happens now?
Looking up, she sees another dragon flying a few feet overhead. This one is carrying a small boy in a claw. She can just hear the boy laughing as he yells, "I'm flying!"